Hello, I'm Janet Davidson. I am the Senior Content Specialist at Knovation. I've worked with Knovation for 16 years. Prior to that time, I was a high school English teacher and retired after over 30 years of teaching. In addition, I have a music background and have directed a high school bell choir and a church bell choir and choir for over 30 years. So when I look at fine arts materials, I look at it from both the perspective of an English teacher and a music teacher. The human touch, and more specifically the trained educator's touch, is vital to the selection of fine arts resources we curate at Knovation. We are looking for resources that will extend a teacher's opportunity to teach more deeply, to reach every student, to engage students in the arts regardless of whether the class is general music or science, drama or social studies. We look for resources for students who want to learn how to read music, or who want to understand the connection between a painting and an historical event. We search for the best interactive resources, which will pull a student into learning actively. We judge sites on the accuracy of their data and the types of learning they might support. Because we are or have been teachers, we look at a site and see the teacher who might find it helpful and the student who might be entranced. Although fine arts is not always taught by a fine arts specialist, especially at the elementary level, schools are nonetheless committed to offering their students the richness that arts education brings to their learning. Science, math, social studies, or language arts teachers may have limited background in the arts themselves and may have limited time to prepare separate arts instruction. However, they want and need to integrate the arts into their classrooms. Those teachers need a quick, simple way to find high-quality web resources that they can integrate into their instruction. In other learning environments, the fine arts are taught in separate courses at all academic levels. The fine arts specialists are also looking for rich content that will support their lessons. For these reasons, we look for informative lesson materials and media-rich, engaging resources that will draw students into the arts. In selecting exemplary sites, I have chosen some resources based on their potential to be used across the curriculum. For instance, a resource that leads students to understand how particular instruments create sound can become part of a science lesson on sound waves. Another resource that allows students to create cityscapes can be included in a social studies lesson about the ways that towns and cities grow. A resource that examines the structure of a theater might be used in a language arts class as students read a play and understand that playwrights need to consider the requirements of staging at the same time that they express enduring themes with their words. I have selected other resources which students and teachers might use in a fine arts class. Learning to understand music notation, for instance, is critical for beginning music students. Finding resources that add an element of fun to this learning makes the process more successful. Such sites from respected resources help both students and teachers.